Hey guys, Thundera here. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of my other videos. Today we are back and we are building a library for Willow Creek. So let's get to it. So we're starting off where the library is usually in Willow Creek. And I have built a library before, but I don't know. I kind of just really wanted to try a different type of style that I was thinking of for Willow Creek, like for the community buildings. So this will be available for download on the gallery. My ID is Thundera Shadow. It does end up having 8 bathrooms, and 2 of those bathrooms do have showers. So there is that. And then it ends up costing 139,019 simoleons. So yeah. I've got the shell going, just trying to figure out like stairs and where they're going to go and everything. And I like my previous library. I do. It's called the Angel Library, I believe. However, I felt like it's been about a year since I built that one, and I felt like I could do it a little bit better. Plus, I kind of built that one in the middle of Infants coming out. Like, I started it before Infants came out, and then kind of finished it after Infants came out, so I didn't really include any Infant stuff. So I kind of wanted to go back and include some Infant stuff, and yeah. Right now, I'm working on this front part. I really wanted there to be like a planter out here, and I wanted to make sure that it would work the way that I wanted it to. And it kind of does. I end up liking the direction I go with. Right now, I'm like, okay, well, are these plants going to look good in here? And I'm like, okay, yeah, they will. So I'll come back to that later and finish off the plants. And just adding a foundation. I'm going to end up changing that foundation. Just adding the stairs and the railing and all that to everywhere. Getting a fence for this back part. Just really taking care of all the different stuff. Getting rid of the underside of the stairs because I didn't want that part. And then just trying to figure out where I wanted. Because like I knew that I wanted specific rooms for specific purposes. I wanted one room for the toddlers/infants to go. I wanted one room specifically for the children. And then upstairs we have a room for like adults and teenagers. And then another room for like other stuff that you might do at the library instead of using the computer or reading. So like I have some easels and things like that in there. So right now it's just really trying to figure out about the railings and everything. And just trying to figure out what I wanted. And I really wanted to have like a staircase where you could have like a railing down the middle, but since it was like, I think it's a 3 tile wide staircase, it just wasn't going to work. So yeah. And now just trying to figure out which door I wanted to use. This is like kind of a tight, cramped space in the front of this. So I do put it into sliding doors from both the toddler/infant room and the children's room to the back porch, patio, whatever you want to call it. Would it be called a porch if it's if it's like not a residential building? I don't know. But I do have brick on the lower floor, and then up top I'm going to put in some, I think it's some white stone that I go with. Yeah, this one from Eco Lifestyle. I just really liked how it looked. And then just kind of looking at this part, I think this is called a frieze, but I'm not certain. I don't know if it'd still be called a frieze in the middle of the building like that. But that's what we're going to go with. So, and then just like trying to figure out what can go where. So that top part, I put that on because it is platforms. And then I go back and I put this like darker frieze there. So I just wanted a little bit of detail to separate the brick from the stone. And I really liked how that turned out. And then I'm just going to put like some wood flooring on the 2 porches. Again, I don't know if you would actually call that a porch. Huh. Never thought about that part. But yeah. Then it was just time to pick out windows. And I really like how this library turned out. I've already actually put it in my legacy save that I've started to build in. So yeah. I do use these windows from Discovery University on the entire building. I don't put any towards the back of the building. I mean, there's a part there, but that's where I have all the bathrooms, so I didn't really want there to be any windows back there. And then this middle section is just going to get some windows there. Just exactly what I did on the 2 front pieces, so. And then I started to put in these doors for the bathrooms upstairs, but I actually decided to go a little bit different. And then trying to figure out doors for the 2 rooms down here, I do go with this one, and then as far as the upper room, I just go with a smaller couple of doors. And just trying to figure out about my stairs, because I really liked that they were like right there, but I did not want them to be open to the back, because I've had issues before with Sims getting stuck under the stairs, and I really just did not want that. So just trying to widen them and see if that would look better. I didn't like that. So I kind of just put in some walls around it, and then I was able to give that like little bump out part to the 2 rooms downstairs. And that's actually really helpful, because that's where I put desk at. So yeah. Then just adding a couple of details to the roof, like an HVAC system and some vents and things like that. Nothing too big. And then going and putting in these white doors instead of the brown ones for the bathrooms. And then honestly, I needed some lights to continue, so I just put in the subtle saucer light in all 8 of the bathrooms, because like I said, there's 8 of them. Then just checking to see what all requirements was needed, so yeah. I put in these lights from base game in the 2 lower rooms, and then in the hallways. And then upstairs in the teen/adult room, I put in... I was checking to see if this light would work, but I just really didn't like it. So I did put in Dream Home Decorator lights there. And then in this other room, I believe I go with, one from high school years, which I end up having to put some subtle saucer lights into that room as well, because of the fact that the lighting was just not it. So I do put wood flooring in majority of the space, but for the infant/toddler room, I kind of wanted a bit of something different. I think this is supposed to be carpet, like these hexagon tiles from, I believe, Discover University. I really just... I'm gonna go with that they're like tiles. Not like ceramic tiles like what I'm putting in the bathroom, but like the big like rubber tiles that you could put down that are easy to clean and everything. That sort of tile. So just getting the bathrooms done up, and then just going to figure out what wallpaper. I thought about the rainbow wallpaper for the toddler and infant room, but I decided to go with this one instead. Just on a few of the walls, then just going to put some white in the hallway and the rest. And then over here, this is going to be the children's room. So just going to put a little bit of a wood accent here. And then just going to put white everywhere else. I did try a couple of other colors. I did decide to, I think, go with like a almost gray color. But it's like a very light gray. And then I did put in this wallpaper from Dream Home Decorator into the like creative space. So then going back over here to this room, I put in this wallpaper from the Decor to the Max, just with the white wallpaper. So yeah, then it was time to start furnishing, and trying to figure out where to start was interesting. I did put a dumpster, so you can bring your Sims here, and there is the dumpster to woohoo in, if you so choose. I mean, that's up to you. And then just going to put a couple of planters out here at the front of the library, just trying really to see what works. And then a couple of rugs. I don't put rugs, I don't think, at every entrance, but I do put it at the front. And then I really wanted, there wasn't any space to like have a dedicated librarian desk here, but I really wanted there to be a something here. So I did go with these like wall plants from not Discover University, from Eco Lifestyle. And then just going to do the bathrooms. Down here in these 2 bathrooms, they do get a toddler potty. They also get a changing table. So your infants and your toddlers are covered if you're doing the 100 baby challenge and you just feel like a bit of different scenery, you can still bring your toddlers here and potty train them. So just putting in all of what seems like necessities here, and then I was going to change this around, but then I was like, I don't really like how that looks. Let me just... And then I was like, ooh, I could put in the changing tables for when infants are brought here, or if toddlers are brought here without being potty trained, you're still going to need the changing table. So I did put those into these 2 rooms. And then I just kind of copied the rest over. Just straight over. It's the exact same bathroom in majority of the space, just 2 of the bathrooms have toddler potties and changing tables, and then 2 of the upstairs bathrooms have showers, because I felt like that would probably be a bit necessary. I mean, obviously it's not necessary for a library. I don't know that anybody's going to their local library and taking a shower, but in The Sims, if you're playing the Rags to Riches challenge, that would be very helpful for your sim to have somewhere to go to shower. I mean, if you don't have a house yet, that's a pretty good place. But then I did put in trash cans in all of the bathrooms. And like I said, I'm just putting in the Discovery University shower, just a quick one, quick and easy. And that's also in the creative room, so maybe your sim gets dirty painting. They need to take a quick shower. I don't know. The library has it. But then right here, this is going to be like the little desk nook for this part of the children, or the toddler and infant room. So just trying to clutter up the desk a little bit. I put in this apple picture and then a plant, I believe. Yeah, just this plant. And then honestly, I really wanted like some shelves where some parents have brought some books back. I also was thinking maybe some plants. So that's what I'm looking at right now, is just plants. I was thinking, can I do some plants here or something? But then I just decided this rug right here, put it in, and then I was going with the shelving idea. It took me a little bit to figure out which shelf I wanted to use. I was really hoping to just have something quick and easy, like something that didn't need too much clutter or anything, but yeah. And I was going to go with this shelf, but this shelf was incredibly hard to try and place stuff on, and I did try and use the other shelf as like a placeholder, but I just didn't like how it was looking. So then I was like, okay, well, what if I just use these shelves all the way? Again, just did not like how it was looking, so I did decide to go with some of these shelves from, I think that's Dream Home Decorator. And then I just kind of put some clutter in there, put a couple of books and stuff almost as if they need to be reshelved. So yeah. And then I really wanted, I know that you have to have bookcases, so I did put in a couple of bookcases. But I really wanted like a cute little reading corner. So I do kind of clutter this up a little bit, put out a couple of like plushies. Those you can't, your Sims cannot talk to the plushies or anything, so those are just there for decoration. But then I did put in a few toys. Your Sims can pull those off the shelves and play with them. I did put in these pillows though, and I thought this would be cute, and then put in a comfy chair for the librarian. She's hosting reading days. She's sitting there reading to the Sims. So yeah. So we have those pillows there and then the chair so she can read. And then I just wanted to put in some of the other stuff. I put in a dollhouse. I put in a couple of Blarfies. There's some infant play mats. I do put in some of the blocks. There are no Wabbit tablets here. They've been broken too many times, I guess. I don't know. I just didn't put any in. Put in the crayon toy box as well. And then just looking for some curtains for this room. Honestly, this room was probably the one that I spent the most time with, but yeah. I did put in these seasons curtains. They just kind of fit on all the windows pretty well. Put in an extra block just in case you're bringing 2 toddlers here. An extra Blarfy, and then just trying to not clutter up the walls, trying to put some stuff on the walls. I love these little decals from Growing Together, and then really just trying to figure out if there was anywhere else that needed anything. I just wanted it to be a really cute room, so I did put in these hot air balloons above the 2 doors. I thought that was really fun, and then I realized I hadn't saved, so yeah. Then moving on to the children's room. Again, just going to start with a desk. and put in a computer and just some clutter. So this room has like the little flower that maybe someone made. Then just pulling out a couple of posters I knew I needed, and I really wanted that decal in this room. And then a couple of bookshelves as well behind the behind the desk. Yeah, the bookshelves behind the bookshelves. But the bookshelves behind the desk, and then adding in these bookshelves as well. These are from Growing Together. So the other one in the other room might have been from Growing Together as well. I'm not really certain at this point. But yeah. And then just going to put in the same curtains that I did in the toddler room in here. Just kind of trying to see about more bookshelves because I kind of feel like there would probably be more, but yeah. I did opt to go with like a table, this one right here, just a couple of them. And I do end up putting like some books on the bottom shelf, almost as if these are like either new releases or books that have just been reshelved or rebrought in or something. Just something. Maybe these are like the most popular books that are in this section. So yeah. And then put a few of these out, a few of the open books. Maybe someone has been looking up some of the words in the dictionary or something. Just putting in these posters over here by this door. I really wanted to get like some chairs, so I do have some beanbags so your children's Sims can sit down and read and all that. And just kind of putting some in just so they have a place to sit and read as well. I did put in the science table. I changed it out for this one from Snowy Escape. I put in a violin, and I do go and grab a keyboard as well. So if your child's sim is into music and they're not very good and you don't want to hear it, this will be a good place to bring them. Let them play, and then you go off with your other sim somewhere else. So there's a violin, there's a keyboard, and then I do put in this games table. I was really, really wanting the games table in there. And just put in these cute chairs. And then really just trying to figure out what else it needed. I really wanted to add a friendship box. And I also added in this activity table. So I did put this desk beside it and just put in 3 of the friendship boxes, the friendship bracelet boxes there. And then honestly, it was kind of just about, okay, what else do we really need? So I did put in this other decal. And then I put in like a few other decals to sort of symbolize some characters maybe in a book or two. So we have some void critters going on, and then we have that robot guy. And then over here, I'm going to end up putting the fairy posters. I tried putting in more than one poster here, but I just didn't like how it was looking, so I did get rid of the one and just leave it with the fairies. And then I came back then, probably a few days later, and added in some rugs. So I did put in this rug for the reading area. I put in that rug for the door. I don't think that there's a rug for the door leaning outside in the toddler room, but I think it will be okay. Put in this rug up here in the hallway. And then I really wanted to use some of these pictures from the Book Nook kit. So I put in these as if they are the pictures from different books that they have. And then I kind of decided that I wanted all of the ones with like the girls' heads on the one wall. Just because then it's like a series that has been written and they're like showing off, hey, we have this series for any of you teens that want to come in and look. So yeah. And then I did this desk. The desk for up here goes over here and this like at the front of the room so they have a good view of the entire room. Just because there's a lot of computers and everything and you want to be able to make sure that people are doing what they need to be doing with that. So I just cluttering up the desk. I put in a plant, some books that have recently been returned and just haven't been reshelved yet. The little apple picture again, and then just kind of looking for a rug to go in this area. I did put this one from the Modern Luxe kit. And then just kind of looking at the curtains. I was going to go with these, but I just really didn't. I don't know. They just did not fit the space here that well. And then I found one from, I believe it's from the Desert Luxe kit. And I really liked it. So I just put that, and that ends up being the curtains across the entire top floor. Like, it's the curtains for the hallway, and the creative room. And then I had to go back and make sure, like I said, this was done over 2 different days, but like a few weeks apart, possibly even a month apart. And yeah. So I had to make sure I had the curtains in everywhere. But I did, and I put them in the rest of the space, so yeah. Just looking really for what else I need, and I did decide to go with some of these bookshelves. These are kind of like, okay, well, these are the books that you have to specifically ask for. Like, a few libraries have books that you specifically have to ask for, or that they're like on reserve or whatever. So yeah. Then just putting in a few more bookshelves from the Book Nook kit. I mean, it's a library, and so far I did not have that many bookshelves, honestly. So yeah, I just putting in a few more, just trying to make sure that none of the colors were like all the way the same across the board, because that just would not look realistic to me. Putting in a couple of tables, and then trying to find some chairs that I like to go with it. I did end up with these chairs from City Living. They just kind of match the table. I don't know. Maybe the table's from City Living as well, but I did put in a couple of laptops here and there as well. And then I wanted the archive machine. This one. This is a machine that I haven't really used too much in my own gameplay, but you can, your sim can sell their knowledge, and if they do it too much, they can actually die from it. So what makes a good community lot? Most people will say you have to have at least one way for your sim to die and one way for your sim to woohoo. So far, I've got one of each. Just saying. So, I do add in a couple of other. Well, I'm trying to think. I add in at least one other death way that your sim can die. But yeah, I put those right back here. I put the periodic table up above, and then I was like, okay, well, I want to put some more book posters on this wall, but I had already used majority of them in the hallway. So I actually decided to use the pictures that we got from the Modern Luxe kit. I really love these pictures, and then these pictures, I just kind of feel like they could be either a series, or they could just be 4 standalone books that they're trying to promote for the month or whatever. I just really like that idea. And then moving on over to this room, like I said, this is going to be like the creative room, so we definitely have to have a lot of easels. And then I wanted some canvases against the wall. I just didn't have much wall space with all the windows, but yeah. So I did use this one. I was really hoping to use more of them, but it just did not happen. So then just kind of searching, because I know that we had other clutter that could be used, and I was trying to figure out if I could use this like kid created wall art, but no, I just didn't like how it looked when I placed it. So if I had thought about it sooner, I would have been able to save a space. And then same thing with this item from Growing Together. If I had thought about it sooner or seen it sooner, it would have been so cute to have. But I already had ideas for this room, so I didn't really want to change that or anything. So yeah, again, more canvases that lean up against the wall that I just did not have the wall space for. And then I did put in some of these paint carts things. I don't know what they're called, but yeah. Then just going to put in a desk, because you're definitely going to want a librarian up here. So this library has room for 4 librarians. And then some books, just like some prominent books maybe on the subjects that are going on up here, like the painting, or the, I did put in like knitting and cross stitching and bonsai trees. So yeah, that's just me adding in some subtle saucer lights to these lights, because this room was just a little too dark for me. But just going to add in these 2 tables, and then like I said, I put in the knitting baskets and the cross stitch basket. I don't know if your Sims can actually use those, but like a few of the libraries around where I live, they have like groups that meet at them that crochet and knit and do all these other things. So I thought that would be kind of fun, and then your Sims knitting or cross stitch club could meet up here. That would just be a fun addition. And then just adding in a couple of couches, but I found these trees and I really wanted to use them out front. So yeah, and then just putting in a little bit more art. I just kind of feel like it'd be fun if the art that I'm adding in right now was maybe some pieces that was made by people who painted here. That would be fun. And then I'm going to add a couple of tarps underneath the easels just in case. But yeah, and then just some plants above that one wall. I do add in this chess table over here just in case it's raining and your Sims don't want to go outside to play chess. They can still stay inside. And then a couple bonsai trees, and over here I just add in a rug because there really wasn't much else to add in. Going back to this planter box out front, it was a struggle because when I first made it I was happy with the plants that I could put in there, but then when I came back, they didn't want to slot right, they didn't want to act right. It was a struggle. And then just trying to get them to look good as well. And I really wanted it to be like flowers or something of some sort. So then I was like, okay, what if I just go and use some of these like planter boxes that are already built and I just lower it in there, and I kind of liked how that looked, but I just didn't like this one because it did not fill it out well. So I was thinking the one that I always use with like the succulents on the top, that one. And then I lowered it and it fit perfectly here. So I'm just adding in the wallpaper for around it, and then honestly the foundation just looked off at this point, but I wasn't really thinking about it, and then I started looking at it and it's like it just doesn't look right. So I've tried a couple of different colors, but I do end up getting one that I think matches a little bit better with the wood that I had going on. So yeah, just doing that. And then, like I said, the trees, I know that they're at different spots, like different, they're not the same, in the same position right now, but I do move them a little bit later on. I put in like a little bit of pavement up there. And then for the back porch, I'm just going to keep calling it a porch because I don't know what else to call it. I just put in a couple of couches, a couple of plants. I saved a little bit. And then a couple of like vertical planters just because maybe it's a community garden. So yeah, just going to add in a few more chess tables outside, and then I figured maybe there's an astronomy club where they come and they just use these telescopes. So yeah, then just going to add in these chairs, and honestly the placement of everything will change. And then I was thinking maybe a few chairs over here would look good, but no, they didn't. So I'm just going to put in some bushes. And then just looking for a tree, and I don't know, I really like this one with like the lanterns on it. It's just really pretty. And then I was like, okay, what do I do over here? I've got these telescopes. It really wouldn't look good with a tree there, so yeah. Just going to line this with the bushes, and honestly, it was bugging me because the stairs kind of didn't line up with where the bushes were. So yeah, then I was like, okay, well I can just put an arch here and then just do that, but I didn't like the arches. So then I was trying to get it to line up with the stairs a little bit better, trying to make sure that the chess tables were fine, and then I decided to put this pathway back here as well. And that really kind of helped me figure out where the bushes needed to go. So yeah. Then just going to add in some trash cans to each of the little areas by the librarian desk. I figured that they might need them. So yeah. Next step was just to go and do the terrain paint. And that's where you'll see me start moving the trees. They're not exactly right, but they're close to being the same. I'm not going to make you watch all the terrain paint. I never do. So I did go back and add lighting for nighttime, especially since you have the telescopes and everything. So just going to add in a few lights around the doors. Then I really wanted some lights by the... I added some lights to the pathways. And then I really wanted some lights by the telescopes. You're not going to want like bright lights, but I really wanted something there that they could maybe like turn off and on when they needed it. So yeah, that's what I'm doing now. I just grabbed a lantern. I don't remember. I think it's this one. Yeah, this one, and I think that's from Growing Together. But that's the build. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed. If you have, please leave a like, comment, subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of my other videos. I will see you guys next time. Bye, everyone!